Well, I learned at a very young age, when I was a little girl, to keep my mind silent. And I think I learned it because I thought that my stepmother could, she had eyes in the back of her head, and that she could hear the thoughts in my mind. So I think that reinforced it, but I have never been a head talker. And I realized as a student that the students around me were not able to listen. And I somehow got into a conversation and found out that a girl was talking in her head, and it was such a foreign thing to me because I didn't talk in my head. And so I realized that people were standing around me and they were talking in their heads, and that's why they didn't understand, or they didn't comprehend when they were talked to. So I had a class. I was a teacher, and I had a class of students, and I asked them when I discovered this. I said, "Okay," I said, "I just have one question for you. Is your mind in the past, present, or future?" And then they were raising their hands. To when I said, "Okay, how many of you are in the present? How many of you are in the past? How many of you are in the future?" And when I got my tally, it was very interesting because I said, "I have 30 students here, and 22 of you are in the past or the future, and there's only 8 of you here." And so I started teaching the kids to watch their head talk. And at the end of the semester, then I asked the question again, and quite a few of them, probably about 10 or 12 more, had came up to me after class, and they said that they had practiced keeping their mind quiet. Because I told them, I said, if your mind is in the past or in the future, you cannot hear what's being said to you, and therefore you cannot learn. And to add to that, which I didn't know at the time, but you also don't have a present. And if you don't have a present, how could you possibly have a past that you could remember? And how in the world would you ever have a future if you don't have anything in which to base your future upon in the present? So everything hinges on the present. The present is going to be your perfect past that you're going to reflect upon. And the present is also going to be the launching pad for your future. So this could be an absolute catastrophe for your life if in fact you don't take advantage of the present and enjoy it and take it all in for all that it's worth. So I have a whole chapter on that because I had people who argued with me, well, how in the world can I think if I don't talk in my head? That's the only way I can think. And no, that isn't how you think. How you think is simply by keeping your mind silent and waiting for the answer. So you present a question, you present a problem, whatever it is, and then you wait. You wait to be inspired. Now it may come when you're sleeping. You may wake up in the night. You may have a dream. You may suddenly be washing dishes and you have a thought that comes to your mind. On that thought, you could write an entire book. On that thought, you can start an entire company. On that thought, you can change your life. It doesn't come in words. So when you have that chatter in your head, anything that is negative is going to be the ego. Anytime you have anything negative, it's going to be the ego. So all you need to do is just simply tell that ego to stop talking. Get out. You can ask the angels. You can just ask the angels to come in and just remove these talkers, because that is the conglomeration of your very own ego.